And welcome back to Let's Play Beyond Citadel. I thank you for clicking on this video as we start Zone 2-2. As you can see, we've got a tank to commandeer here, but we seem to be a little, shall we say, blocked off at the moment. Let's take a look at this walkie-talkie here. Hey, it's Atla, AMX-98 cruiser tank, Amaranthus. Equipped with a coaxial machine gun and a 152mm smoothbore cannon that can fire AP and HE shells. Use them well, climbing through the boarding hatch at the rear of the turret. Alright, we'll get to that when we can, but for right now, we need to go check this out over here. Hey, Noel has hooked us up with some satchel charges. What do you gotta say about this, Noel? Take it with you. In case of emergency, you will find these primitive items useful. This is mostly just for some emergency handling if we get our tank destroyed, which is very possible on Zealot mode. Not too likely on, well actually, borderline impossible on Faith mode, and highly unlikely on Devotion mode. But on Zealot mode, the tank is vulnerable enough that it could be potentially destroyed, and Jesus Christ, it's a bloodbath here. Getting whacked in the face with a mace as well. I did not mean for that to rhyme. I'm just, basically all my commentary that I do for anything is stream of consciousness, so if I ever do anything that seems mildly clever, I assure you it was completely unintentional. Let's take a quick look at the map here. Looks like this place kind of loops around, so we need to, I'm guessing we need to get to that panel on the other side if we want to continue on. Unfortunately, our tank cannot just blast through the walls, but it has been freed with the hitting of that previous switch. Alright, who's ready to pilot a golden ass tank? So, the way the tank controls work in this game, not quite what you might expect. When you hold the W key, this increases the tank's acceleration, and it maintains at the speed that you stop it at when you let go of the W key. You need to turn the tank with the S and D keys, and you can press the space bar to hit the brakes to lower your speed. If you do not hit the brakes, your tank is just going to constantly move forward. You can hold the middle mouse button in order to fire the turrets, which is pretty effective against most things, or you can use the left click in order to fire off some explosive shells from the cannon. And we've got a lot of armored vehicles to deal with, lots of rocket troopers. Be sure to slow your roll when you're moving along. As you can see, we're not taking too much damage yet. Also, you can zoom in your aim just a tad, We're not taking too much damage as we zoom along, but if we, yeah, I actually want to stop here, and I'm not too concerned about those rifle troopers, but if I take a lot of shots from enemy cannons from their tanks, that would be no bueno, as you could imagine. We don't really have to worry too much about our ammunition reserve drying up. We get more than enough for this. Let's see, yeah, my armor's still holding along pretty fine. We've got rocket troopers up top that we also need to worry about. Let's just take that guy out. Take out these grenadiers. Anything that uses explosives, definitely you want to go. Let's take a look. Ooh, we've got a mortar tank over there that's just bombarding our position constantly. Another attack option that you have with the tank. That's not super practical, but yes, you can run people over with it if you so desire. I wouldn't recommend that. Remember that you can shoot rockets out of the air. Very handy thing to know. Fortunately, these mortar vehicles are not super durable. Let's get that guy taken care of over there. Don't worry too much about the location of the, let me hit the brakes here, of the Virtue and the Archive. They are actually sequestered away in pretty obvious places for once, despite the relatively huge size of this level. Alright, let's stop off over here, pop out of our tank. Let me observe the map here, just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Alright, I see what we have to do here, but let's stop in here, because it seems like we have someone to talk to. Hey, it's Harriet. In principle, the body of an armored vehicle is designed to be impervious to bullets. However, it is impossible to armor every part of the vehicle, and if the enemy is only an anti-aircraft vehicle or an armored personnel carrier, attacking with small caliber bullets is not a futile attempt. I said, with the tank's mounted machine gun, don't make the mistake of jumping in front of a combat vehicle with a pea shooter. Those whale hunters who deal with land whales with a mere 20mm anti-material rifle are surely out of their minds. Hey, Harriet, that's not a nice thing to say about Noel. But yeah, the whale gun, that is not just a fancy name. It is literally used to hunt land-based whales. Anyways, I'm actually going to go on foot for a little bit, because we're actually just about to hit a point where we have to drop off the tank that we start with. It's not too big a deal. Those circles that are appearing, those indicate that a rocket is about to land in that area. Ooh, hey, Forgot to pump the shotgun. Taking a little bit of unnecessary damage. Ooh, ow, whoa, 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 whoa. Hit the blood bag, hit the blood bag. I always panic with the function keys. I start slamming on buttons, start going through my guns rapidly. Not a very good time when I'm just getting harassed by all the enemies. Hey, not very nice. Whoa, God. I'm getting blown up here. There we go. Yeah, I'm not doing so great here. We need to find that switch fast. Let's just pop this sucker open over here. Somebody's getting blown up. Somebody's having a much worse day than I am. But hitting that switch right there will open up that gate that was across from Harriet. Let's use up another blood bag. We've got so many at this point. Better take some food as well because my maximum are lowering. And I'm just going to ignore the enemies firing rockets at me. Also going to ignore my tank. We're about to hit a barricade anyway, so it is not worth keeping the tank with us as we progress along at this point. But don't worry, don't worry. We're not quite done with the tank yet. Let's continue on, do our slides in order to keep our momentum going. Remember that sliding into a jump is a great way to carry speed. We also, actually, I think I'm forgetting something, so I need to get into a relatively safe spot here. Nope, here it is. Yeah, I just walked past it. Here is the Virtue. Let us max out our Lust here, and now our armor will stay durable for quite some time. Perhaps I should have stripped this set and bought a new set from Noel. Well, actually, I don't think I have enough money for it, so doesn't really matter anyway. Let's just move along here, take out these acolytes. The submachine gun does quite well at dealing with them. There we go. Always remember to reload your guns when going along. I always have problems where I just forget to reload. I go to shoot something and just the empty click. I demonstrated that pretty thoroughly in the Citadel Let's Play. I was doing that like crazy. But if you were worried about the armor on your tank, don't worry. We've got a fresh one right here, past the barricades that we couldn't steer our old one over anyway. Do note, tanks can actually take damage while you are not piloting them, so don't think your tank is safe just because you're not in it. It can be blown up. Let me see here. I'm going to actually break here, take a look at the map. I always forget where the archive is in this one. I always have a bad time remembering where they are in these vehicle levels. Yeah, there are a handful of vehicle levels in this game. Unfortunately, the tank actually does not see too much use. But I think it also doesn't overstay its welcome, so it's a bit of a give and take there. Let's pop our way up here, pop out of the tank, reload our submachine gun to make sure I'm not unprepared. Fortunately, nothing in here protecting the archive file. Get a slightly more detailed picture of Atla. I suppose if you consider the monochrome outline to be more detailed. Higher resolution, perhaps? Well, either way, we are going to need to get into our tank. Get to the tank? No! That's actually very unfortunate. Also, the tank is taking a crap load of damage there, so that's going to make things a little tricky. Fortunately, we still have law rounds for our rocket launcher, so I can get back to the tank that way. We're also mostly done with the necessary tank section, so let's fire that off. Hit. I think that was a hit. Let's that. And am I even hitting it? I think there's too much. Wrong gun. I'm panicking as this thing is approaching me. They're slowly approaching, and I have no loaded guns to deal with them. All right, let's take this a little bit more intelligently. Whoop, 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 whoop. There we go. Woo. Remember that the slide is a very effective means of closing the distance as well as avoiding gunfire while you're at it. All right, let's get our law rocket launcher out. Oh, did it blow itself up? I think it blew itself up. Okay, that works for me. Let's get back into this thing. Thankfully, it did not take any damage. That's actually very fortunate for us. You can use your cannon on the foot soldiers, but it's actually surprisingly ineffective. Let's actually slow ourselves down here a little bit. Oh man, I just fired right past them. Gotta be a bit mindful of where the cannon is positioned. Are you beating my tank down with a mace? I kind of admire that, honestly. Alright, I think that's one's down. Okay, now we can just pop out here, check out what's in here, if I can get through. Oh no, I blocked myself off. That is okay, that's okay. Oh god. I am just letting myself get taken out all over the place here. Do want to check this area out. Looks like we've got a lot of auto rifle ammunition for us here. Take these guys out. Take you out. Always a fun time to just go all out with a machine gun. Speaking of going all out with a machine gun, well, Hello, dear martyr. I've got a little something for you, martyr. Seeing that you're doing so well, how do you like it? Do you miss it? This reminds me a bit of the old days. Money? No, it doesn't mean much to me now, so... Anyway, it's good to see you working hard. Well, I'm going to go now. See you later. Take good care of her, will you? Huh. That was weird. Hey, it's the auto rifle from the first game. Pretty cool. Like the previous game, it also has a mounted laser cannon that uses energy cell rounds, so now we actually have a means to utilize those in combat, and it is quite effective, as you can see. Very good against standard infantry, and also quite good against rocket troopers. It just punches right through their armor, so always keep that in mind as an option. Like the previous game, it has quite a bit of spread, so it's not great for distance shooting. You want to just take quick, short bursts, or you're going to have to suffer a lot of muzzle jump, a lot of bullet spread. Oh god. Let's just not let ourselves get flanked here. Always keep your eyes on the mini-map so you're not letting yourself get caught out. But yeah, lots of muzzle jump, lots of bullet spread, so try to stick to shorter bursts when dealing with enemies with this thing. Hey, that enemy dropped a shotgun. Unfortunately, not in better condition than the one I got. Very, very rarely will enemies drop their weapons in this game. It's often not too helpful because they usually tend to be in pretty bad Oh, God! Ugh, that was also not very good. We're burning through quite a few of our extra lives here. It happens in Zealot mode. You die so quickly in this mode. Like, I feel like I'm really hampering in that point, but that's just a good demonstration of it right there, especially when you have no armor. It was very unfortunate that that mortar tank actually caught up on me. Hey, actually, got something interesting here. We've got some mines. You'll eventually find unarmed mines later in the game, but some ones that have been placed down that you can take, like in Fallout or something, are also to be found in this level. Very nice. Let's make sure we're crouching to deal, or rather, reduce recoil. Remember, we haven't invested anything in the Wrath at this point, so very easy for muzzle jump, recoil, just to completely scuttle my attempts to take out the enemy. We will that guy up. Try and blow that guy up. There we go. And they're all down. Gotta keep my eyes peeled for that mortar tank. I definitely want to take it out if it decides to get all in my business. And there it is. Hey, come on, hit it, hit it, hit it. There we go. I should really be keeping my turret firing, but it's just I admire the bravery of those soldiers, but not the wisest decision they could have made in that situation. Not one I personally would have made. I was trying to run away from the mortar tank previously, but I was not able to get away in time. Anyways, we've got a gate that is, we got an electronic gate there that needs batteries to power it open. So let's see if we can't find some real quick, and also deal with these enemies. Remember, short burst, short burst. There's our first emergency battery. I'm going to guess our second one is over this-a-way. And indeed, this is our first battery collection quest, and it's one of the less complicated ones we have to deal with. Other ones will take us around a bit more of the level when we get to them. Let's pop this sucker open. Gotta watch out for that shotgun trooper there, waiting in the back just to completely annihilate me. Did not work out very well for them. Take out this enemy right here, and we are just about done with this level. I should probably crouch to make sure that I'm keeping a steady shot on these guys. Our laser rifle. Oh, hey, whoa, ow! You know, I consider this to be one of the easier levels in the game, but you wouldn't know it from the rather poor performance I'm putting out right now. It does kind of take some of your focus away. It's very easy to miss simple things like someone standing right on top of you when you're trying to keep a running commentary track going for this game, especially one, or especially just any game that's really tense. If you're troubled with accidentally discarding magazines when reloading, quick reload can be switched to press and hold double tap reload button. If that's an issue for you. Isn't really an issue for me. I find the default reloading controls to be just fine. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Just almost let myself get taken out there. We better blood bag up and restore our food gauge. Let's actually take out our carbine for once. It's been a while since I've actually made use of this thing, but this is a good opportunity to just peek out from the corner and try and squeeze out some headshots. Let's hold our breath there. There we go. Alright, this time, let me get... okay, we got more enemies inbound. I think I know where they are, though. There's a little spot right behind here, and fortunately, there's a suit of armor also. Oop. I could have thrown that back, actually, but I panicked too much. I apologize. I'm not really doing a good job of demonstrating that. Let's actually use our Magnum. We're actually going to get our replacement for this very soon. This one just fires so slowly. I'm not really a big fan of using it, so I don't all too often. It does have some interesting mods, though. Oh. Gonna have to just blast this apart with a shotgun. That is always an option for destroying armor. Yeah, until we actually get some investment into our pride, we are going to have to suffer with just very low stamina. Sloth especially also helps out a lot with mitigating that loss of that. Trying to blow me up here, and I don't appreciate it. Alright, now, like I said, let's squeeze out some headshots. Always remember that you can hold your breath by holding shift when you are in the aim view, which is very helpful for lining up these headshots like this. Now, if only I could get my shot out before they get a shot off at me. Unfortunately, this is not a perfect world, and I am not a perfect player, as you've probably no doubt noticed at this point. I'm always so paranoid that I hear somebody's radio going off. Anyway, let's hit the switch over here, which will open up this door right here. And we are going to have to deal with more enemies. In these narrow hallways, always best to go with the shotgun, as you can see right there. We're also, that actually, let me think here. We don't really have a good means of just mounting our grenades anymore, so I gotta actually manually toss it. There we go. Just thinking about how to best approach that. Now we can switch over to the shotgun. Granted, I could also line up a headshot with a slug round. Oh dear. Let's do that. Speaking of slug round, oh, get out of my way. Okay, did not get the headshot there. There we go. They're dead. Just taking it a little bit more cautiously here. I burned through a lot of my lives in the previous level, so probably best that I not try to be Rambo in this level. We will eventually not have to ever worry about extra lives again for the rest of the game, but we're a long ways off from that. Okay. Thanks for wasting your time by throwing the grenade. Yeah, I guess I'll open up this first aid box. Why not? Why not? Somebody is waiting around here. Yep, I was right. Once again, slug rounds to the rescue. Hit that shot. Hit another one. Took a little bit of damage there, but not too bad, not too bad. I do appreciate how more weapons serve as functional hard counters for the different enemies in this game. It does definitely give me more reason to actually mix it up every now and again. Always like that. Variety is the spice of life. Ooh, uh-oh. Having a hard time actually keeping my aim steady with that. Let's switch over to our submachine gun here. As I've said previously, the hit stun that the explosive rounds generates is just so nice for keeping enemies from getting any return fire off at you. Heading over this way, we've got another yield shop here. Who awaits us in here? Why, it's good old Chloe. You want something special from me? Bring it with you. It can't be helped. Well, hey now. Us is familiar. It is the Meta Magnum. Now, the Meta Magnum was basically the default emergency weapon of the Citadel. It was just flatly inferior to every other gun you had, save for its alt fire by mounting a rocket on it. Over here is Colette. The Meta Magnum is a sacred iron, and only a medium of the 7 angels can hold it. It is designed to withstand the harshest of environments. It is required to be highly accurate and reliable, and even has limited anti-armor capabilities when loaded with a rocket grenade on the muzzle. It also has to function as a survival weapon, so it has an integrated magazine. To meet all performance requirements, it weighs over 2 kg. To be honest, it's extremely difficult to use. I'm sure Sister Chloe has had it for a long time, but I don't think she could handle it. Maybe you should take it back to where it belongs. And indeed, it's in good hands now. Now, it might be difficult for a normal person to wield, but the Martyr just slangs this thing around like it ain't no thing. Now, it's not super impressive right now, but once we find a crafting bench, and there is one in this level... Oh, whoops, I actually forgot to hit that switch there, and I don't have enough speed to make that jump. But once we get to a crafting bench, it becomes a lot better. Like the previous game, it is strictly chamber loaded, or rather, it's individual shells that you load it, so does not have any magazines. You always have to load the single shells, but the upgrade for its extension tube in this game is absolutely ridiculous, and it'll make this gun way easier to use. But the Meta Magnum, very accurate, very reliable, and very good at long distances compared to how it was in the Citadel. I'm super eager to find the crafting bench in this level once we get to it. Also kind of forget where the Virtue and the archive file are. We'll just take these guys out one at a time, or just stack them on top of each other and take them out simultaneously. That also works for me. One thing I really dislike about this game is, and this was a problem with the Citadel, which wasn't as much of a problem because before I committed to the LP I had a lot more time there. I couldn't record it all and I just practiced it a bit more. But neither this game nor the Citadel have multiple save files, so I can't practice in a separate save on my own time unless I play it on a completely different system. Admittedly, it is installed on my laptop, but I don't really feel like dragging that out if I don't have to. And it's not super necessary that I practice every level rigorously. Over here, we've got some portal-ass turrets that shoot plasma balls at us. These guys are actually a good source of armor fragments as well as repair fragments, so always keep them in mind. Let's get a good look at the map here, and okay, I can see both the Virtue and the archive file are later in the level, so we don't have to worry too much about it. Again, I've played this game enough to vaguely remember where everything is in each level, but it's not exactly perfect. I don't have it down to a science, I'm afraid. Okay, let's put that one down. Let's get in on that one. The headshots of the Meta Magnum are quite good, or you could throw out a grenade, get some good damage going there. It's not super inspiring at the moment, but not too far from now, it's going to become a lot better. Oh yeah. Well, actually, I might not have the money to make it a lot better, but eventually, we'll get there. Good things come to those who wait. Okay, let's get our armor topped off a little bit here. Opening that first aid box would serve no purpose. Burn through all my bullets here. There we go. Somebody else is coming, I see him. Remember to aim for the shoulder there. Alright, let's get our Virtue for this level. Now that I've capped out my Lust, I'm going to just start working from the top and putting 1 point into everything, but I think I'll stick to my just 1 point of Gluttony per act, so when we, per act, so when we get to the next zone, I'll probably put the first Virtue that we get there right into Gluttony. But now we have increased our maximum HP, our maximum stamina, our maximum food gauge. Should make things go a little smoother across the board, and it's only going to get better from here as we increase our other attributes. Okay, I think what I want to do here is stick to the shotgun. I'm going to clear out a couple shots from the tube. And let's see. Let's load in another slug there. Hey, ooh. Try this one again. There we go. Juicy, juicy. Oh boy. I feel, once again, there's just certain enemies I end up feeling sorry for them more than anything. The carnage is pretty ridiculous. Always remember to back up on the ledge to make sure the bullets just hit that. Oh god. Oh, hello. Good thing we had armor. Not exactly desirable that it gets shredded like that, but we can live, Alright, our archival file should be here. We're actually quite close to the end of this level. Hey, one shot. This is actually, if you go to your recently played in your Steam library, this is the art that is chosen to represent the game. So, just a little bit of trivia there for the probably not inconsiderable number of people. Number of people in the audience who are not going to go out and play this game personally, which I understand. Okay, let's hit this one right here. And with that, oh, hey, this is a good opportunity to just fire that out. And we have reached the end of the level. On to Zone 2-4. Sacred Irons are divided into 10 categories, and 1 can be carried per category. Alright, in Zone 2-4, we've got a bit of an interesting level here. Surprisingly generous with the O2 canisters. Wonder what that's for. Alright, popping up here. Looks like we've got nothing more than acolytes to deal with. Probably best to use our rapid-fire weapons to deal with them. The hammers are pretty obnoxious to try and wade through. Hopefully I can find someone to buy some more ammo from. We're quite low on it, actually. Outside of designated drop points for submachine gun ammo, unfortunately you do not find it too frequently, and there are only a scant few varieties of enemies that actually drop it. Hey now, there is a sight for sore eyes. We've got the whale gun. Now, unfortunately, the whale gun has actually been... Hey! Whale gun mag. I actually did not know that was there. As you can see, I'm the most attentive player. But the whale gun has actually been pretty considerably nerfed in this game. Not only does it, well, okay, it's a bit harder to hit shots with it. The levels are larger, so it's not as effective as it used to be for distance shooting. You have to adjust your aim quite a bit, but also now you have to manually crank the bolt in order to chamber rounds, and it is very, very slow. May as well make use of our satchel charges on that enemy there. Let's get right to this corner, and then... Oh, whoa, 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 hello, hello, ooh. That did not go very well. Satchel charges a little less consistent than they were in the previous game. That get him? That got him. Okay, that was not exactly my finest moment, but the whale gun mag will actually be quite handy because if you don't have spare mags for the whale gun, you are strictly forced to manually load in every shells. With a mag on hand, we can actually just obviously swap that out instead of having to chamber every single round individually. Anyways, this is a very, very platforming focused level. We've got a lot of situations where we need to use power grip to climb up, and this is a level where increasing your greed, if you want to redistribute your stats, can actually help make the platforming quite a lot easier. I don't need to do that. I can make these jumps fine enough. Honestly, moving too fast might make things harder on me more than anything. Let's see here. Let's just hold our breath there. Hey, I can see the archive file from here. That makes things nice and easy, although I already remember where all the stuff is in this level. I remember certain levels better than others. Let's take down these enemies. If I'm lucky, I might get some submachine gun ammo from the lockers over there. I don't think I hammered on this point too much. Ooh, whoa, 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 oh god. That was not a good idea. Let's just switch out our meta magnum. Hopefully I can find a crafting bench soon. That would help us out immensely here. Take that enemy down, and probably stick to our auto rifle now. I just don't really care for the auto rifle that much, so I kind of neglect to use it in situations where it might come in handy. I might switch back over to the storm rifle, because there actually are not too many weapons that use energy cells in this game. Only two that I can think of offhand. This one, and then the heavy machine gun. But the storm rifle is generally a bit more accurate. It's powerful enough, and while it does hold considerably less ammo, it still is effective for what I need it for. You might have heard that little beeping in the background. That is an enemy sniper. Whale hunters are an enemy we actually do have to face off against in this game, and they, perhaps to their detriment, make their position relatively well known to the martyr. Now, our first order of business is to make our way over here and grab the archive file. Let's take out our whale gun for this. This is a great situation for the whale gun. Let's see here. Take that enemy out, no problem. Shotgun troopers, pretty vulnerable to being single-tapped, but for the auto rifle troopers, you do definitely need to try and line up those headshots as best you can. As you can see, the enemy whale gun snipers, not too durable themselves. Not nearly as durable as Noel looks, anyway. Whoa. Got another one over there. Hold your breath to line up the shot, and there we go. Get this rifle trooper out of the way. Don't get too careless, though. Let's actually take a look at our map here. Yeah, we've got a few enemies wandering around. Looks like one of them fell down to the center, which makes things quite easy for us, honestly. Let's make our way over here. I know you're down there somewhere. Okay. Don't even need to scope that one. Not the most impressive no-scope. I didn't even spin 360 degrees before going for it. Alright. Let's hit a blood bag and a food while we are moving along. I tend to reach over the rest of my hand with, like, my ring finger to try and hit the function keys. And here we get the, I guess the cover art for Beyond Citadel here, Divine Object 919. At the very least, it's the art that is chosen to represent the game on Steam, and it was the banner image I used for my Let's Play thread. Go me, go me. Anyways, with that taken care of, the archive is actually in the exact opposite direction of where we need to go. Let's see if I can't make this jump. We want to hopefully not spend too much time trying to get back around, and might not be able to get up here anyway. So we are going to fall a little bit. It is quite easy in this level to fall, and oh, that was the wrong item. There was a reason the game gave us a bunch of O2 canisters at the start. They help us a lot with getting through the platform in this level. This is a level where if you haven't been running out of stamina up to this point, it's very easy to run out of stamina on this level. So keep your O2 canisters in mind. Yeah, they do find more places to have these serve their more intuitive purpose, whereas in the Citadel, you basically strictly use them for overdosing. I didn't really care to ever restore my stamina, because it just was never an issue of running out in that game. Alright, let's grab some supplies here, some more O2 canisters, good stuff. Do we got anybody waiting for us in here? Why, it's Noelle. Also, over here, we've got even more supplies. Definitely gonna need to get that gluttony upgrade soon. Well, actually, I burned through quite a bit of things, so maybe not, maybe not. We whale hunters usually hide and wait until a target is in place, where we can deliver a well-placed shot. Unlike you, we are unable to run with a 20mm caliber rifle. We lay down and hold breath. Remember, lay down, default control, and hold breath, shift. Alright, so this is what it looks like when you lay down. So hold shift, there we go. Alright, now we finally got a crafting bench, so now I can upgrade the Meta Magnum. First order of business is to get the tube extension, which increases the ammo capacity to 17 plus a round in the chamber. We also want the high velocity grenade upgrade, so first off, oh, I actually don't have any ammo, so I can't actually show off what I wanted to show off, but I can show off the high velocity grenade. So now the grenade has a rocket propulsion system. In addition to making the grenade deal more damage, it shoots much faster and much further. But one thing to note, in a bit of an attempt to keep the gunplay as realistic as possible in this game, because the high velocity grenade achieves its velocity through a rocket propulsion system, for most effective uses of it, or like effective ranges that you're gonna use it in, it actually has vertical lift to its trajectory, as opposed to falling off like most guns in this game. So you actually need to aim low with the high velocity grenades in order to make sure you land your mark. Something that I just think is kind of interesting. A cool little detail there. Okay. Had to get pretty close to that one. A little uncomfortably close. Harriet, how you doing over there? You holding up to all these explosions? Isn't it unbearable to climb this height on foot? Oh hey, why don't you buy some oxygen canisters? Harriet, you need to get more exercise. You're not doing too good over there. You are, you annoy me, so I'm just gonna take you out anyway. Anyways, our virtue for this level is actually right on the way. Let's get some greed. Once greed is maxed out, we will actually have walking speed equal to our sprint speed, which means also you're sprinting, well, in addition to not doing anything, it doesn't cost any stamina anymore. Though you do need sprinting in order to, actually do slides. Anyways, we've got an extensive ladder sequence, which I am being a dumbass and am just constantly falling. Yeah, the ladder's a little unintuitive. You gotta hold the spacebar. I was just trying to mash it up. Anyways, one thing to note about the power grip ability is that its detection is still a little finicky, but it's a perfectly valid thing. The game totally lets you just mash the button while you're in the general vicinity of the ledge to see if you can make it. We got some fairly tricky platforming here, including this one right here, where we have to get a good amount of startup momentum to make it, but not too bad. Otherwise, just continue our way up, ascending the tower, and this last one right here, grab the ladder, and we've reached the end. Alright, proceeding to Zone 2 boss. If you fall into a bottomless pit, you start over from where you were. Not exactly the most, honestly, that should have been a Zone 1-4 tip, but whatever. Alright. Hey, isn't that one of the angels? Well, I think this video's gone on long enough. When we come back, we're going to see what that angel has to say for us, and we're also going to be taking on the Demon of Temperance, Sloane. Look forward to it. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, though, goodbye.
I don't dispute the doubts you've outlined, no. But it's my right to waste your time.